Hello, ladies and gentlemen, students, and welcome to the 2020 and 2021 school year. I want to introduce myself very briefly. My name is Mr. Merrigan, and I am one of the Global Studies 8 teachers. And I want to welcome you to this year and just give you some brief information this year about my course. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about me, my family, what I'm interested in, and or why I teach social studies, please check out those staff introductory videos. I do want to tell you a little bit about why KMMS, though. So I am entering into my 11th year as a teacher and my second year here at KM. And when I was teaching previously in Medford, which is just north of Owatonna, I had the opportunity to come for a site visit to KMMS, and this was in May of 2016. And when I got here, I just can't describe it. There was this feeling that this is a place where principals, teachers, and anybody who interacted with students genuinely cared about their students. And this is something I could really see myself wanting to be a part of. And when this job opportunity came open last summer, I was immediately jumping on the opportunity to join a team like this that is so dedicated to not only building relationships, which is essential and something I strongly believe in, but that opportunity to be a part of a team like that, of like-minded educators. So, one thing I do want to note with some of the changes in the 2020-2021 school year is that when I'm teaching 8th grade, even though my classroom is in the 7th grade hallway, I'm going to go to the 8th grade hallway. So one thing I want to note is that if you have me for global studies, you're going to go to room 810. And what you may notice is that if you have Mr. Morales for English, that's the same room. So I do want you to know that I will be traveling from my 7th grade classroom in the 7th grade hallway to this room, and this is where we will have class. That is a big change for this year, but please make sure that you note that. So if you see that your English class and your social studies class are in the same classroom, that is correct. Okay, that's not an error. So what is global studies? This year it's going to largely focus on geography. We're going to look at why we study it, how we study it, and then why it's so important. We're going to look at the physical geography, the cultural geography. We'll get a little bit into some history and certainly some government stuff. But the whole idea is to help prepare students to be global citizens. Expectations for class are going to focus around the 4 Bs, and students will talk a little bit more about what that means. But it's be safe, be respectful, be responsible, and of course, be engaged. What do you need for my class? Well, you're going to get a copy of the textbook when you come in this year. I do also ask that you have a notebook. This is going to be handy for many of you for taking notes as well as completing some assignments. A folder or a binder is something I also strongly recommend just to stay organized and keep everything together. Please bring a pen or pencil. It does not matter to me which one you have. Both are great. Also, colored pencils will be very helpful for some of our mapping activities, and then a highlighter, please. A couple of things about course policies. My gradebook is largely centered around 2 different categories, formative and then summative. Formative is going to be quizzes like smaller projects and then larger assignments in which I'm assessing student learning. And then summative, which will be largely tests and then end of unit projects. Typically those projects tend to be a little bit bigger, but we will break those down for students so that they're kind of in smaller pieces. I will assign homework, I will report homework, but that will not affect a student's overall grade. And again, that's smaller day-to-day homework assignments. As far as retakes go, students at any point can retake any quiz or tests up to the last week of the quarter. One thing to note is that the format might change. So, for example, a quiz might be multiple choice and the retake might be short answer. The requirement for that is that students will have an additional practice that they need to complete, and that's something that I will work with students on a one-on-one basis for, because it depends on what the quiz or the test is. And those tests will take place either during class, during a flexible learning environment in which maybe students are more self-paced, or they can certainly be during our flex time. And so for 8th graders, for you, that is right before lunch every day. As always, parents, students, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I'm c.merrigan@comments.k12.mn.us. And of course, parents, feel free to call the school to get a hold of me if you have any questions. Can't wait to get this year started. It's going to look a little bit different, but I'm excited that we're going to be in front of students again, and I can't wait to get started. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.